actually, I want to make sure I can change it to listing.
Public. Here we go.
Alrighty, this is gonna be fun.
The lag's better today.
What's that?
The lag's a bit faster.
I don't see it at all. You see it on yours?
Yep.
Okay, I don't have it. YouTube Studio must be in here. You find the best of folks, young and wild and free, singing the hot song. Live, there it is.
Where's my phone? Okay. A story rolling here.
Okay, so I'm gonna go public.
Do it.
We're gonna be live. We already are live, I guess.
We're live, baby. Adventures Live Trivia.
We get it?
Sunday morning to all of you. Now, if you are watching this, just moments from now, we are going live with some incredible trivia for the whole family. Trivia about animals and amazing places in Canada. Get over to it. We're live on YouTube.
You see my screen right now?
Yep.
Unable to play. That's fun. You see it?
Yep. Looks good. We got a couple people posting on Instagram saying that they're getting all ready for it.
So without
That's tasty. Power smoothie.
Coffee.
Although it might have been yes.
Remember this mug?
Yeah.
We got from as a gift from the Canadian Parks Conference.
Hell yeah. France. Yo, France, where you at? Tune up my guitar real quick. Wow. Yeah. Here we go.
Jen, come on, or see it?
That? Two-minute countdown. Two-minute countdown. 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 It's a 2-minute countdown. Countdown.
2 minutes.
Oh, that's cool. But when you're looking on the chat. Countdown. Countdown. We're on a countdown. We are 20 seconds. Lag. Well, I guess I didn't mute myself, did I? It's a 2-minute countdown.
Well, it's funny you can see the lag perfectly. 30 seconds. What a good doggy, eh?
Look at that dog. We're only 1 minute away to launch. 11 people tuning in. This is fantastic.
Such a good boy.
Got the power smoothie.
30 seconds.
Only 1 minute away to launch. 11 people tuning in. This is fantastic.
Such a good boy.
What a good boy.
Jan, make sure your live is muted, eh?
Yeah.
I'm getting the feedback from you. Sawyer's watching. Sawyer and Olive.
Olive are here. Yeah, who's ready? Melissa Boudreau is here and Landon is ready too. That is fantastic. All Levangie family's here. We got the whole crew.
Okay, time's up.
Time's up. Time to get rolling. Good morning, everyone.
There we go.
Oh, I can see you. You can see me. Hopefully, everybody at home can see us too. If you're anything like we are here in Dartmouth, then folks, you might have woken up this morning to what looks a little bit like a winter wonderland. How's it look over at your house?
It is chilly out there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's chilly.
All right.
You
want to?
This is going to be so exciting. We've got some great questions. We're going to learn some things today. We're going to talk all about some very cool animals.
I have a question.
You have a question? What's your question?
Can you play a couple songs for us to start things off?
I think we might be able to get.
Still need to wake up.
Soon. Now, folks, what's great about this morning is that we're going to be talking about all kinds of animals. So I want you to start thinking in your imagination, talking amongst yourselves. There are animals that live on the ground. There are animals that live under the ground. There are animals that fly through the sky. and that there are animals too. And we're going to be talking about some of these animals that live under the sea. That might be a little clue about what tune we're going to start with this morning. So if you know this one, please sing along at home. Here it goes like this. It goes. Where the seaweed now, it's always greener. On somebody else's lake. You say, oh, well, you want to go up there. I tell you, boy, that's a big mistake. Well, just look at the world around you. Right here on the ocean floor. Such beautiful things surround you. Well, what more are you looking for? Well, under the sea. Under the sea. Darling, it's better, yeah, down where it's wetter. You can take it from me. Up on the shore, day, what a cold day. Under the waves, we play all day. We just voting now, full time to floating, cause we're under the sea. The fish in the sea, they're lucky. Along with the waves they roll. But the fish on the land ain't lucky. Living up there in that bowl. But that fish in the bowl, they lucky. They in for a worse fate. When the boss man come get hungry, guess who gonna be on that plate? Under the sea. We under the sea. Darling, it's better, yeah, down where it's wetter. You can take it from me. Even the sturgeon and the ray, they grab the drum, they start to play. No one can beat us, yeah, fry us or eat us, cause we're under the sea. One more time. Oh yeah. Under the sea. Under the sea. Well, darling, it's better, yeah, down where it's wetter. You can take it from me. Up on the shore, day, what a cold day. Under the waves, we play all day. We just voting, yeah, full time to floating, cause we're under the sea. You. Well, we got some folks here who I think are looking real ready to
We have
play
the
some
cutest photo so far. This is little Olive.
Oh, there's Olive in the Jolly Jumper. Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into it. I think everybody looks like they're ready. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to play some trivia. Woo! It's going to be fun. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to this. Something to do, hopefully, for everybody out there.
We got Mena here who just joined us on the YouTube, and Beth McLean, Elliot, and Lewin are ready for some trivia. Fantastic.
Lewin, that's a nice name, isn't it, Jan?
I love that name. My Lewin wants to be here, but he is busy, folks. He is having a nap.
Okay, so here are the rules. So we'll keep it down for Lewin, or can we still be loud?
We can still be loud. He's a
Okay.
champ at sleeping through noise.
Sweet. So this is going to be really straightforward. You're just going to follow along at home to our questions and write down your answers. And then at the end of each round, we're going to go over the answers and you can correct them to see if you were right. There's going to be some stuff that you're probably going to learn, hopefully. And let us know if you have any problems. Just let us know in the comments. We can go over other questions for you. But it's pretty straightforward. Obviously, the honor system. So don't cheat. Talk amongst yourselves. If you need to call a friend, you can do that too. If you have an aunt or an uncle or a grandfather who might know the answer, give them a call, get them on the phone right now if you want, and they can help along. But we're going to start off right now. with
Can I
round.
say a quick shout out to my friend JJ, who's out there with Olivia and Beatrice too?
Yeah.
So happy to have you here. Love you guys too. Romy and Zephyr and Gabs just turned in as well.
Nice. Good timing. So round 1 is name the animals. So for this one, really simple. We're gonna put some animals up on the screen, and you guys need to figure out what animal or bird it is. Are we ready to go? What do you think, Jan? Ready?
So,
All right. Number 1, name this animal. And you can see a little tiny, you can see a little bee up in the up above him too, which is not the animal. We're looking for the bigger animal on the bottom of the screen. What animal is that? Beautiful photo by
is
our,
it a Sasquatch?
it's a beautiful photo by our buddy Jimmy Peterson up in Cape Breton. So that's number 1. Moving along, number 2.
Number 2.
Ooh, look at this cute little animal.
It's Garfield.
That was a hint. Kinda, maybe.
Kind of. Yeah. Yeah. What kind of animal is that?
What kind of animal is
We
this?
say that it's not your regular house cat.
Yeah, yeah. It
If
looks
this
like it could
cat
be.
is in your house, you might want to ask some questions.
Yeah. Number 3.
Oh, look at that guy.
Another beautiful photo by our buddy Jimmy. Name this animal. Looks like his cheeks are full too, maybe. Looks like he's been snacking.
The Great Canadian Nut Bear.
Ooh.
Oh, speaking of bears.
What animal is this? Number 4. Name this animal. Hopefully,
This
when
animal
you're
likes to climb trees. I think people forget that with bears. Love to climb trees. I love to climb trees. I know you do too.
oh yeah, can't wait to climb trees again.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So this guy, hopefully, when you go camping, you don't see these too close because all your food's not in your tent.
Yeah, that's a really good point. You should never, ever, ever keep your food in your tent if you go camping.
Number 5. What kind of birdie is this? You see a lot of them this time of year, and we'll get a hint. The noise this animal makes, I like to say, is cheeseburger.
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 Now, is he like holding on to a thorny?
It looks like it. Yeah, it looks like he's holding on to a little thorny branch there.
Yeah, thorns, see birds, they can't be hampered by
No.
silly things like thorns.
Number 6.
Ooh, that's a fearsome looking bird right there.
Oh, it's such a cool photo. Another one from Jimmy. Number 6, name this bird. What kind of bird is that? We see lots of them.
We have lots and lots of them here in Nova Scotia. You might say it's the national bird of our friends to the south.
Oh, yes. What kind of cute little animal is this? Another one that you see often when you're camping, and hopefully not around your campsite because your campsite's nice and clean, because their little critters like to get into everything.
Great use of their hands, this kind of animal. They have paws, of course, but they use them much like hands.
Okay, this one's trying to hide, but it's a cute little animal as well. Found in Nova Scotia. We should mention the animals we're showing are all from Nova Scotia. We can all find them here at different parts of the year, perhaps, but they're all found in Nova Scotia, including this little cute little guy or gal.
Now, I have a question. Does an animal like that stay that color all year long?
Maybe not.
Now, this is a really cool animal. And for those people who are looking at this saying, I've never seen one of these before. Well, they are widespread. And not only are they all over Nova Scotia, all over Canada, but I have caught one in my very own backyard.
And how big are they? Because it's hard to tell how big they are. How big are these?
Very good question. This animal is, anywhere between 3 and 6 inches long.
It's just a little guy.
Yeah, pretty small, but incredible. Look at those big claws that they have for getting underneath the ground.
So cool. Now another animal, a little bit bigger than the last one. These are huge and mainly found in Nova Scotia on Cape Breton Island. And this photo was taken on Cape Breton Island by Jimmy again.
I bet you they talk really slow.
Oh, hi, Jan. How are you? Number 11.
Ooh,
One of my favorites.
the sly. Finish this sentence.
Bonus points if you name the full name of it.
Ooh, okay, all
It
right.
might be easier to find the name. Yeah, what kind of species is this?
Now, if you're looking at this picture, you'll notice a lot of the coat is fairly red, but there are many of this kind of animal around, even here in Nova Scotia and certainly in Prince Edward Island, that are very dark in color as well, even though they're still buddies. Oh, I love this picture. Look at that thing.
Name. This is a little trickier. We're getting into more specifics. So this is a fun one, just a beautiful photo. This is by Jason Dane, who's an amazing wildlife bird photographer here in Nova Scotia. Name this bird, number 12.
Now, could people name the type of bird, or do you want to know very specifically the type of bird?
People can do whatever they feel like they can do.
Okay, fair.
We're going to give points for naming just the type, and then we'll get specific with our answers. But you have another shout out there, Jan, on YouTube from Joel.
Oh, hey, Joel. Carla and Julie and Catherine are here. And friends, Farah and Elise say hi as well. Wonderful to have you here. Carla and JJ are friends of mine. We've known each other for a very long time. And we spent a lot of time together playing in the lake behind our houses and going on canoe trips around that lake.
Amazing.
In fact, their mom, Ramona, was the first person to ever take me canoeing.
No way.
Yeah, true.
She's to blame for all this.
She is basically to blame for my overwhelming love for the outdoors.
So number 13, name this bird again. Again, bonus points if you name the actual full name of this bird, but look how beautiful the colors are. I believe this is a male, because the males usually are the ones that are more colorful in the bird kingdom. Another photo by Jason. So number 13. Number 14, another really cool bird. A big hint for this one. This is the official bird of Newfoundland.
Oh, lucky Newfoundland.
Yeah.
In fact, the Newfoundland flag, the colors of the Newfoundland flags correspond to the colors of the beak of this bird.
I did not know that.
There you go.
And number 15, the biggest animal that we've shown so far, likes to play in the ocean. Like Jan said, he likes to play under the sea. Name this big old mammal.
What kind of mammal is that?
And this was taken.
You can see some down around Briar Island.
You can, and this was taken in Briar Island. This is our friends at Mariner Cruises down on Briar Island. Shout out to them, who give amazing tours and teach a lot about conservation and all the work that's being done in our oceans to protect these beautiful creatures and other creatures like it. So shout out to our friends down there. And when things get back to normal or back to being able to go out and explore, this is a place that I really encourage people to go check out. Briar Island is amazing. Okay, so
let's find out how people did.
Some answers. We'll give people about 30 seconds here, maybe just to finish up, ask any questions if there's any that you want to go over, and then we're going to go through the answers and see how everybody did.
You know, there were some tough ones in there.
There was a couple tough ones, yeah.
You know, that what kind of bird was that? You know, I want to know that.
So here's number one. This one, hopefully people will get. This is a deer with a bumblebee in the top of the screen. Bonus points if you say bumblebee as well.
Now, are we talking white-tailed deer here?
That's true. Yes, right?
Yeah.
I didn't get specific with that one, but and this cute little cuddly looking creature is a bobcat, which are found in Nova Scotia. Not as many as there used to be. Looks a lot like a lynx, which we also have in Nova Scotia, but bobcat is more prevalent than the lynx. The lynx are very rare. This was taken up in Cape Breton. Number 3, this cute little guy with a mouthful of food is a chipmunk.
We're going to be talking more about this family of animals in the not so distant future.
And this bigger guy climbing a tree to get a good view is a black bear. And we do have quite a few of them in Nova Scotia, and they're very cute and more scared of humans than we should be of them. But definitely something to pay attention to when you're camping and making sure that you're out on the trail and you're aware of them and making noise so that they get scared away. And this little guy is a chickadee.
Chickadee.
Cheeseburger. And you can probably hear those outside your house right now.
Not being blown around by the wind.
Yeah. Number 6 is, of course, the beautiful bald eagle. This guy looks like he's ready to take off from the tree and go find some food. Number 7, although he looks really cute in this photo, they can be pretty mean little guys. This is a raccoon.
We would also accept the answer trash panda.
Of course. Or Jan panda.
Jan panda.
This little guy, like Jan mentioned, actually changes colors. So this was taken in the winter time or the shoulder season. This is a snowshoe hare.
Giving you quite the eye right there.
Yeah, he's looking right at me, I can tell.
Looking at you. Yeah, he knows.
And this funny looking creature.
One.
This is a tough one, I know, but it's just such a cool, I wanted people to see what they look like. These are star-nosed moles. And they are really cool looking. Maybe a little scary when it's up close like that, but they're very neat.
And they love to burrow just underneath the ground. In fact, a really good time to see evidence of them is late in the winter time when there's a little bit of ice down. Often you can see under that ice, there are little tunnels, and you can see that they're all moving around. And largely those are created by star-nosed moles running around underneath the ice. So they're active all winter long. And we have lots of them here in Nova Scotia and in Atlantic Canada. But they look kind of a little bit like an alien, don't they?
They look funny. This guy is a moose. They're fun to see.
So cool. Our largest terrestrial or land animal.
And this guy is a red fox. So if you said fox, you still get the points, but this is a red fox.
Remember the time we were camping in Prince Edward Island National Park and the foxes ran off with my flip-flops and ate them?
I do remember that. It's a good reminder to keep things inside your tent or locked in your car, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
This beautiful bird in flight is the northern hawk owl. So very specific, but if you did say just owl, that is totally fine. But look how beautiful that bird is. Great shot by Jason Dane.
It almost looks like a zebra owl.
That looks like a zebra, yeah.
Also accept zebra owl.
Yeah, I had no idea it had the patterns underneath there. It's really cool. And now this cool, beautiful looking fella is a wood duck, which are found in Nova Scotia. I think they're pretty common in Nova Scotia.
There was one, for those people who were here in Halifax, last year we had one basically living over at Sir Sanford Fleming Park at the Frog Pond. We've seen some down around Sullivan's Pond here in Dartmouth.
I was just going to say, there's been some at Sullivan's Pond as well. And this guy is an Atlantic puffin. Like I mentioned, that is the bird of Newfoundland. And this guy looks like he's taken off. Such a cool looking bird.
Incredible too that they nest up in cliffs, you know?
Yeah. And last but not least, the humpback whale. Breaching there right off the coast in the Bay of Fundy. Very
Trying
cool.
to fly. I think maybe its ancestors were birds.
Yeah. So that was it. That was round 1.
So folks, we'd love to hear from you. How did you do? There were 15 questions. How many questions did you get right? And it's okay if you didn't get lots of them right, because this is how we learn. And there were some really cool animals in there. I think my favorites so far were the star-nosed mole, and I would also say probably, I can't not say the humpback whale because they're so sweet.
Those are so cool. Cool to see up in real life too. Yeah, so what did everybody get? If you want to write your answers or what your score was in the comments, if you can, that would be really cool to see what people got. I'm very curious.
StarFish Yoga, that's I think the old Gallagher clan.
14 out of 15.
14 out of 15, pretty decent.
15 out of 15 for Beth. Good job.
Whoa, Beth, really good job.
Maybe I made them too easy, Jan. Maybe next time.
I think maybe next week we got to make it a little harder.
Landon only got one wrong. What?
Whoa, Landon.
That is amazing.
11 right over at the Levangie household, which is great because 11 is my favorite number.
Awesome. We got the Bobcat
wrong. Melissa, I hear you. You know, I would have honestly, if I saw that picture, would have guessed lynx as well.
Yeah, they look very similar.
They look.
You get a chance after this is over, go look at the difference between the lynx, a Canadian lynx, and the Bobcat. They're very, very close.
Very big pointy ears. I think the lynx has less of a tail though. Is that right?
Yeah, and their feet are a little bigger, I think, is another part. All right, Jan, you ready to go on yours?
Well, absolutely. So now, folks, if at home you happen to have a copy of the A for Adventure children's book, run and go get it right now, because we're going to be talking about animals that we find in this book, but also all kinds of other cool things. People also want to know, does duck count for wood duck?
Yes, it does.
Absolutely, it does. Absolutely. For sure. Now, this is the very first page of the A for Adventure book, and if you're reading along with us, it says A is for adventure, as you will come to see, like hiking or biking or climbing a tree or a trip to the beach just to play in the sand or taking a plane to a faraway land. Yes, A is for adventure, as you'll come to know. So get ready, get set, get ready.
Let's go.
In that description, it says climbing a tree. And if you look closely at the picture, or if you have your A for Adventure book, have a look up in that tree. And next to the little dude there who's looking through the binoculars, there's another animal up there. And it's a squirrel. And there are lots of types of squirrels out there in the world. And we want to know, how many do you think exist? Are there 80 squirrels out there? Different types? 180 different types of squirrel? Are there 280 different types of squirrel? Or are there 380 types of squirrel?
Jan, that is a lot of squirrels.
That is so many squirrels. So we want to know, how many different types of squirrels exist? Moving on. Now, this is one of my favorite pages for a lot of reasons. And in fact, if you look closely, you can see biking along there is Chris's daughter, Hannah. So great. Now, everyone in this picture, and people have been biking a lot recently. Biking's a great way to get around, because B is for biking on a sweet summer's day. Put on your helmet and we're off and away. Biking is great when you have to go far, and way more fun than taking a car. Oh, B is for biking. Come on, let's ride. It'll fill you with fun and fill you with pride. Now, down the left-hand corner of this picture, you see there are two animals. The tortoise, or the turtle in that case, or the hare. And we have lots of varieties of turtles here in Nova Scotia, same in Canada, and there's lots of different types in the world. But here in Nova Scotia or in Canada, which is the largest turtle we have? Is it a snapping turtle? Is it a painted turtle? Is it a leatherback sea turtle? Or is it a wood turtle? Which is the largest turtle that you could find here in Nova Scotia?
See, Ben and Isabel are here. I bet you they know the answer to this, because they have a really smart mommy who takes them outside a lot.
That's true, they do. Very lucky. So which turtle is the largest turtle that we have here in Nova Scotia? And this is a bit of a trick question, I might say, because one of these turtles is kind of not like the other.
And if anyone just joins now, don't worry about missing the first. Just play along as we go. It's all just for fun. Ooh, I love this one.
Love this one. Now we're looking closely here, and I miss going canoeing so much, and I know you do too. Because see us for canoeing across a huge lake. We'll pack us a picnic, and we'll have us some cake. We'll go on a quest to find a lost treasure in the sun or the rain, no matter the weather. Canoeing is fun. It gives a great view. I can canoe. Can you canoe too? Well, in this picture, you can see that there are two birds flying around. It just so happens that those birds are the provincial bird of Nova Scotia. So are we talking about a black-backed gull or a seagull, a blue jay, a bald eagle, or are we talking about an osprey? Which of those birds is the provincial bird of Nova Scotia? Which one is it, do you think? Black-backed gull, blue jay, bald eagle, or osprey?
Guess what, Jan?
What's that?
I saw this very bird yesterday.
Oh yeah, really? Where?
Yeah, flying right over Lake Panuco when we went for a little walk around the block.
Oh, good. Yeah. See, they just started to return back, and they can move this type of bird really far. They can fly very, very far. Now, folks, this is E, and E is for exploring, and you need not go far because you could explore wherever you are. You could explore the things that are small, the things that are big, or the things that are tall, or look at the things that you find on the ground, or you can explore yourself right out of town. Now, on the left-hand side of this picture as well, you see a starfish. Now, true or false, which one is it? Do starships too, but starfish is definitely. Do they have brains? Starfish have no brains, true or false? Tough question. Tough question.
Yeah. Do starfish have brains?
Have brains. It's a good question. Let's think about that.
Oh, I think Romy and Zephyr saw the same.
Same kind of
Oscar that I
bird.
saw.
Okay, well, this is good.
Oh, this is one of my favorite letters.
Okay, well, you know, it just so happens that it's one of mine too, because F is for fishing, yes, dropping your line and then reeling it in to see what you find. Like a snail or a whale or an old rubber boot or this handsome young shark who you think is really quite cute, but you'll never know until you have a look because you'll never know what you'll find on your hook. Now, folks, there's a handsome young shark who's really quite cute in this picture, but how many different types of shark can be found in Canadian waters? And there are lots of different varieties of sharks. Are there 8 different varieties? Are there 16 different varieties? 20 varieties? 28 different varieties of shark? And just to give you a hint, sharks can mean a lot of different things. Sharks can be very small, just a couple of inches long, to something that's very big, like a basking shark, which is probably the largest shark that we have here in Canadian waters. So
Great white wouldn't be bigger?
I don't think so. I think basking sharks largely can be longer. Now, they're certainly a lot more docile because they more eat like whales do, and they eat small things.
Yeah.
Okay. So how many different types of sharks? Now, this is a very fun one. Everyone knows that I absolutely love going kayaking because K is for kayaking and paddle we must because kayaking is cool and in that you can trust. Practice and practice as much as you can across the whole ocean and right to Japan. Just think of the fun and the waves you might score with your face in the sun while you're chasing the shore. So on this page, and Chris was just sort of pointing it out there with the cursor, that there are what look like dots, but on the rock there next to those dots, there's a seal right there. It might be a harbor seal, but in this case, a gray seal is a common seal that we have here in Atlantic Canada. But in the world, they're one of the rarest types of seals. And they can swim pretty darn fast. They're almost like the cheetah of the sea. So over short distances, they can go pretty quick. How quick is it? 30 kilometers per hour, 35 kilometers per hour, 40 kilometers per hour, Or can they clock in at over or close to 45 kilometers per hour? That's pretty fast. If you consider that a marathon is 42 kilometers, and it usually takes people, if you're really good, somewhere under 4 hours to do that. Think about the fact that 40, 45, 35 kilometers, that's pretty fast to do in an hour.
Yeah, those are all fast. Wow.
Yeah, definitely. Gray seals, super fast.
Okay.
Now, N is for night, which may cause you to fright. And if you're afraid of the dark, that's completely all right. Everyone has something for which they are scared. It's a feeling that's common. It's a feeling that's shared. So N is for night. Let's turn off the lights because the stars and moon are full of delight. And there on this picture, you can see two kids, and they're holding a jar full of fireflies. Now, some people might also call these lightning bugs. That would be cool too. I kind of like the term firefly, but I also love the term lightning bugs. But fireflies aren't flies at all. They're actually a type of bee. Are they a type of ant? And if you think about it, ants do have wings, some of them. There are flying ants, right? Is it a type of beetle? Could be. Is it a type of grasshopper? Grasshoppers also kind of have wings too. Hippity hoppities. Fireflies are not flies at all. They're actually what? A type of bee, ant, beetle, or grasshopper. Which is it? Hard to guess. I can't wait. Firefly season's usually early July, sometimes stretching into August. But I would love to see some pictures of folks if you see any fireflies out there.
Alicia Brett just shared a photo on our Facebook of her daughter following along with the book, and she loves that they're using the book.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yes, great.
And that's a great question. I love fireflies, so excited to see those this summer.
Now, we've been talking about humpback whales, and we absolutely love the ocean. In fact, I think the ocean is one of the most wonderful things that exists anywhere in the universe. In fact, there wouldn't be any life at all if it wasn't for our oceans, and that includes you and I. So O is for ocean on the wild blue sea. It can cause a commotion or set your soul free. You may see a dolphin, a barracuda or whale, and when the wind starts a-blowing, go raise up your sail. The ocean is huge. Let's give it a chance. You could sail off to London or Greenland or France. Now, which grow to be larger? You know, we talked about birds earlier and how the plumage or the colors of birds tend to favor male birds. But which grows larger here, male or female humpback whales? Which are bigger usually? Is it the male or the female? And we'd love to know in the comments, of any of the comments, have you ever seen a humpback whale? And if you haven't, we certainly recommend that you should go check one out because they are amazing creatures.
Okay. Second last question.
Second to last question. Oh my goodness. Well, now we were already talking and singing about being under the sea. So U is for under the sea. Oh, what a wonder the things you might see diving below through water so deep, or snorkel along the Great Barrier Reef with turtles and tuna, lobsters or seals, or the shimmering blues of electrical eels. Now, over on the left-hand corner, down the very left side of the page, next to those two seals, down in the corner, you'll see a lobster. True or false? Lobsters, just like you and I, can be right or left clawed, or right or left-handed. For me, I write with my right hand, so I'm right-handed. Some people are left-handed. Some people are right-handed. Is that true for lobsters too? Can they be right or left clawed?
I don't know.
We've done a lot of learning about lobsters because in February it was the South Shore Lobster Crawl, and we learned all kinds of cool stuff about lobsters. And this is one of the things that we might have learned.
Melissa Boudreau said that her and Landon are going to go whale watching because it's on their adventure list. And we should mention a really cool thing that they did. They are writing down adventures that they want to go on once they can and putting it into a jar and then pulling out random adventures, and then they'll go on those adventures. I think that's such a cool idea.
That is a wicked idea.
And one of the things that they have is to go whale watching. So you guys are going to have the best time.
Great piece of recommendation advice from Melissa Boudreau and co. That's a really cool idea.
I know. I love it. All right, Jan, last question, buddy.
Now, this is one of my very favorite pages in all of the book. And it's because it's very important for us to remember that W is for world. It's the third from the sun. And as far as I know, we only have one that has water and air and lush forests of green. So we all must make great efforts in keeping it clean. Because this is our home. It's the place of our birth. This beautiful planet, the one we call Earth. Now, this is appropriate because if you look closely here, you see that there's a beaver floating in space with two other astronauts. And they're looking down at North America at Canada.
Do beavers actually fly?
Well, this beaver does. This beaver is the first beaver in space. Now, the way that this beaver dam was discovered was through a satellite image from space.
That's so cool.
That gives you a pretty big hint about how big was the largest beaver dam ever recorded. Was it 450 meters across, which is almost half a kilometer, 650 meters across, 850 meters across, or was it 1,050 meters across, which again is over a kilometer long? That's pretty impressive.
That's so crazy.
Beavers, as people who know us and know our book, know that it is our favorite animal. And they're incredible. They speak in their own language of clicks and whistles. They build dams, they build lodges, and all kinds of other amazing things. Super smart animal. One of the only other mammals that completely changes the environment around it, other than humans.
Yes. Okay. Well,
So those were 10 big questions.
so we'll give people a chance to finish up. If you have any questions, let us know. We'll go through any other any answers if you need us to repeat any. Danielle Hickey said that Isabel is left-handed and she's the only one in their family who is. That's pretty cool.
Lucky left-handed Isabel. This is me waving hello with my left hand.
All right, let's go over the answers then.
Okay, let's take it back. We've got some fun facts here to also go along with this. How many different types of squirrels exist? If you said 280 varieties of squirrel in the world, that is pretty amazing.
I got this one wrong, Jan.
Did you? Oh yeah, did you think more or less?
I thought it was less.
Yeah, I would have guessed less too.
So cool.
Now, here's what's interesting, because earlier we talked on one of the pages, we showed a picture of a chipmunk. And believe it or not, a chipmunk is a type of squirrel. So there are lots of different types of squirrels. Which ones we could think of right off the top of our head? Well, we just talked about chipmunk, red squirrels, black squirrels, gray squirrels, 280 varieties. That's incredible.
You're not going to name them all?
I don't think I can count that high. Now, we talked about the largest turtles in Nova Scotia. I said this was kind of a trick question because the leatherback sea turtle is the largest turtle that visits us here in Nova Scotia, but it is a sea turtle. So it swims, and it swims a very long way to come to visit us. In fact, some of the leatherback sea turtles are born all the way down in South America, and then they swim from South America all the way here to Nova Scotia in search of their favorite food. And their favorite food is actually jellyfish.
Nom, nom, nom. Me too.
Some jellyfish jam. Now, if you've ever been over to Prince Edward Island or any place like that in the summertime, you know there's tons of jellyfish. So it makes sense that we'd have some turtles come up here to want to eat those jellyfish. Number 3, we talked about canoeing, and we asked you what the provincial bird of Nova Scotia is, and it is the beautiful, cunning osprey. The osprey, also one of the fastest birds, not as fast as the peregrine falcon, but when it descends and dives into the water, it can reach speeds of over 100 kilometers an hour, and they can dive over 3 feet deep into the water in pursuit of fish.
And guess what? I should have mentioned the osprey that I saw yesterday had a little fish in his claws. He was carrying it underneath his claws. It was really cool.
Now, ospreys too are able to travel very huge distances over a short amount of time. In fact, one osprey that was being tracked flew all the way from Canada to French Guiana in South America in just a couple of days.
Whoa.
That's pretty impressive.
What about starfish? Do they have brains or no brains, Jan?
Well, this is also kind of a trick question. So we said true. Starfish, as you and I understand it, do not have brains. But that's not to say starfish aren't smart. They use different chemical processes or different ways about going and doing things that, allows them to still be an animal, because they are. But a brain like a mammal or like you and I have, they do not have. Starfish also don't have any blood.
Whoa.
Pretty neat. And the largest starfishes in the world can be over 1 meter in diameter and have 24 arms.
Whoa.
That's a lot of arms.
That is a lot of arms.
You can shake a lot of people's hands when this is all over with that. Now, we talked about how many different types of sharks can be found in Canadian waters. There are lots, and again, they range from the very small, which is the dogfish, up to the very large, the great white shark. Yes, we do have great white sharks here. If you follow along with OSEARCH, you'll see that they have been tracking some that come right up here to Nova Scotia, but that's no need to be worried, because great white sharks, like most sharks, are very misunderstood creatures. Now, yes, they love to eat things, but they don't love to eat people. So you should make sure you spend lots of time at the beach this year, but you don't need to worry about sharks, because sharks are amazing. We have 28 varieties that can be found here, 16 of which are very common, and 12 of which are a little more rare, but do make regular appearances in Canadian waters.
I got to go on a shark trip with some researchers from Dalhousie, and I got to go in the water with some blue sharks, and they're about 5 or 6 feet. They're really cool. I love sharks. How fast can a gray seal swim?
Well, gray seals are pretty impressive animals. They can weigh up and beyond 1,000 pounds. So that's a lot of cheeseburgers. They can also swim pretty darn fast, and some of them have been clocked swimming at 40 kilometers an hour. Short distances, not doing huge distances at that speed, but they can move really quite quickly, because that's one of the advantages that they've used through evolution to be able to catch those fish and the things that they like to eat in the ocean. So that's pretty fast. Gray seals also very common here in Nova Scotia, but one of the most rare seals anywhere in the world. Now, I gotta say, this is one that I did not know until today, because fireflies, or lightning bugs if you prefer, each would be correct. Fireflies are not flies at all. They're actually a type of beetle, which when you look at one closely, you could make that assumption, but I wouldn't have thought. I would have thought maybe if fireflies, the name was right there in the name. So no, they are a type of beetle, not grasshopper. They're not a type of ant or a bumblebee. They're a type of beetle. And I can't wait to see some fireflies this summer.
No. And Danielle Hickey just pointed out too, which I was going to say, but we did a whole talk about it a couple weeks ago about Sable Island. But the gray seals, of course, she thinks that maybe they can get to Sable Island because they swim so fast.
That makes a lot of sense, Danielle. She would know, because she is an expert on things related to national parks.
Yeah. Sable Island. Number 8.
Female humpback whales grow larger than males. Now, this is very interesting. We have, as I say, lots of humpback whales that visit Nova Scotia each year. Now, if you look at the tail of the whale that is there in the book, the coloration or the spots on their tails are kind of like whale fingerprints. And we can tell all the individual whales apart by those different types of color and different spots that we see on the whale. And humpback whales can live for a pretty long time, upwards and beyond of 50 years. So when they regularly return to a spot, people really get to know them. And when you go down to a place like Briar Island, they know how to safely go out and see these whales because they kind of know each other, because they get to know each other year after year after year, because they can live for quite a long time. And the females, and so now you'll know when you go to see them, can be larger than the males.
Melissa Boudreau said she saw lots of fireflies at Koujibaquak National Park.
Yeah, Melissa, absolutely. You know, last year I remember seeing them at Stanfest.
Yep.
We were catching some right outside our tent.
Yeah, that was cool.
And right here in Halifax, you know, if you do a ride along the Shearwater Flyer Trail, which is just outside of Halifax, just outside of Dartmouth, lots of fireflies along through there too.
Number 9.
True, lobsters can be right or left clawed, just like you and me, just like Isabel. Some are left-handed and some are right-handed, even though they have kind of different configurations on their claws. You know, one's kind of their crusher and one's their grabber. And those grabbers can be pretty impressive. They can do some pretty serious curls. So pretty amazing that lobsters, just like people, can be left or right-handed. How big was the largest beaver dam ever recorded? And it was, in fact, as I said, found by a satellite image of northern Alberta. And this beaver dam was 850 meters long.
Wait,
now,
it was in Alberta?
In Alberta, yeah.
Whoa, that's so cool.
Scientists believe that it is a multi-generational beaver dam and that they've been working on building it since the 1970s.
That's so cool.
That is so cool. And it's, in fact, so remote in the middle of northern Alberta that people, scientists, were only able to go and see it and study it years later because it's so remote.
Danielle Hickey wants to know if she gets bonus points for knowing that it's in Wood Buffalo National Park.
Well, like I said, and Danielle Hickey is a national park expert, and absolutely you get bonus points just because we think you're awesome. And if you are watching this, we think you're awesome too. So everyone gets bonus points.
22 out of 25 for the Gallagher Clang.
Oh, nice. Good, 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 good. You know, I know that Zephyr knows a lot about sharks, so I'm not surprised that he got that one right.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty good. That's the best score so far. I wonder if anyone else got any higher than that. Tell us what you had in the comments. This is so fun.
So fun. Now, folks, we're going to keep going with the trivia. For those people who are looking for some more difficult questions, we're going to be hosting another trivia night for some of the older crowd next week. Do you want to tell them about that?
Yeah, on Tuesday night, we're going to try something really fun. We're going to send out, for those, we only have room for 100 spots. So pay attention to our Facebook page and social media, and we'll give a link to how to access your spot. But we're going to do a giant Zoom call. So we're all going to be able to see each other's faces and do a trivia night. There'll be 3 rounds, 10 questions each. And it's going to be tons of fun. And we're going to give away some prizes. We have some prizes from a few different people, so that's going to be exciting. But yeah, thank you everyone for coming. We got 22 out of 20. We got a tie for first.
Yeah, Emmett. Nicely done.
Very cool. And then and then another week from now, I forget the date, the 21st is our trivia night. Oh, we're gonna do the trivia the same style as this. That's right. So trivia will be the same style as this, and then the following week after that, we're gonna do a night of adventure, and we're gonna talk about misadventures. So we're gonna have some funny stories about some adventures gone wrong. And that's when we're going to do the big Zoom call with everybody. So it should be tons of fun. So keep your eye out for those things. In the meantime, I hope everyone is doing okay out there, getting outside when you can, and having fun safely. We know it's hard for everyone out there. We want to go on big adventures too, but we need to stay safe and make sure that we can have a fun summer. So if we all stay inside now, we can get out and play later. So please send us any photos of some of the things you're doing. We've loved the ones we've gotten so far of people playing in the backyards and building forts inside and putting up their tent in their backyard or in their living rooms. It's been super fun to see. So keep having fun out there. And thanks for coming. Thanks for playing.
And we'd also love to hear about any questions or any cool facts that you've learned about adventure, about animals. One of the best things about this whole scenario is the opportunity to learn. And it's so important, and this is a lifelong important thing to do, is to always stay curious, because there's just so many things that we can learn if we take the chance to do it. So thanks for learning with us this morning, because we certainly learned lots of stuff too. Like, who knew that fireflies were actually beetles? I didn't know.
And that is one big beaver dam.
That is one super big beaver dam. I think we should do a road trip to Wood Buffalo National Park.
Ooh, I would love to
Maybe
go
we
there.
can meet Parka while we were there. The giant beaver. So thank you, everybody. Hope you have a great Sunday afternoon. Be well, be safe, be kind, keep exploring.
Yay. See you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye. And